Hello, and welcome back to the fourth part of Break the Code Challenge. Today, we will be doing the Revamp Challenge in Drive 1. So, once you go ahead and you pull up the Revamp Challenge and you go into your brief, they tell you that you have to uncover a location of the dot gang using some clues within Revamp. So I actually found a little Easter egg over here that if you click the eject button and the shuffle button, it just does a Rickroll. So feel free to do that at your own leisure. Other than that, I found a list over here of various songs along with their length recorded in minutes and seconds. Now, I went ahead and I downloaded these. I can download them by clicking on the Save list option. And if I pull up that list, I get the following list, okay? I get two playlists, playlist 1 and playlist 2, that both have some songs. One thing that struck me out at the start was that in playlist 1, most of the songs that begin, at least the name of the artist, they begin with the letter N, whereas in the playlist 2, most of the name of the artist start with the alphabet W. So, coming to the solution straight away, I noticed some clues, and based on those clues, I was able to deduce the location. One of these clues was that amongst the items on the first playlist, I had what I could say a name for a song. And if I went ahead and I reversed the name, then it comes out to say translate dot. Okay? I need to do something that requires me translating dot. That is clue number 1. For clue number 2, I found a message over here that says SOS find DMS. So that is clue number 2. And another thing that I noticed that for both these clues, their equalizer settings had the values of threes throughout. Okay, so threes throughout for both of them. So this goes to show that, there's a clue hidden over here, okay? And I wasn't able to capture it on the screen, but Clippy provides some really useful hints that help to solve this puzzle. And one of these hints was that what does dot basically look like in different languages? So that got me thinking, and I went back to my Excel sheet. I took a look at all of the names, and they seem to be songs from, like, I don't know, different cultures and from different languages. So I went ahead and I translated them. Once I translated them, uh, it turned out that a lot of these songs had the word dot or point in their name, okay? So the first song, it translated to Blue Dot. I believe it was a Turkish song. I heard it's very depressing, so maybe don't listen to it. And similarly, the fourth song has the word dot in it as well, such as it translates to common point, I believe, in Polish. So similarly, I got, when I translated the names, I got the word point or dot in them. Okay, so that was our third clue. I think, all right. So, all right, so like I said, I figured out that, a lot of names had the word point in it. That was one clue. And if I looked at some of the other clues that Clippy gave me, one of the clues was that in the future, I wonder what Kanye's daughter's name would be. So currently, I looked up Kanye's daughter's names, and they happen to be North and Chicago. So since we're talking about locations, North seemed relevant. And also, if you look at the website over here, and if you look at the equalizer and you look at the list within the equalizer and you compare that next to, let's say, the downloaded list of the names of the songs, then you can see that in number one you have Nathan. Okay, you have Nathan. Then you have Nina. Then you have Nemeth. Okay, you have Nemeth. But in the fourth category, it should say Wayne. And instead of Wayne, you have Magic Mirror. So if I actually scroll down over here, I will see that the order of the playlist that's given over here differs quite a lot from the one that we downloaded in. And again, like I said, I again noticed the pattern that in the first playlist, I have majority of the names of the artists starting with N, whereas in the second playlist, I have most of the names of the artists starting with a W. So maybe this would represent what I guessed at that time was the north coordinates, and this would represent the west coordinates. Now, amongst the list of names of songs, there was a song named SOS Find Me DMS. Now, I looked up DMS, and DMS is a special way of writing your longitude and latitude. In this special format, you first write D as in degrees, then you write the minute, then you write the seconds, okay? So whatever answer that we needed to find the longitude and latitude in the format of DMS. All right, so that was one clue. And there was another clue by Clippy that said durations and directions. I bet there's more to them than something that sounds familiar, okay? So maybe we could find the DMS using the durations and directions. So I used some of these durations and I'll go ahead and explain just how. So I was able to find my DMS for both the north category and the south category by looking at the minutes and the seconds of all of the items in the list that had the word dot or point in them, except for the ones that had the equalizer settings set to 33333. Okay, so that's how I found the minutes and the seconds for the DMS. Okay, I went ahead and I wrote down a list of minutes and seconds of all the items that I've highlighted gray. That's like 352 for blue dot, 902 for common point. I left out translate dot since the equalizer setting for it was 3333, and the 333 was an instruction rather than data that we were supposed to use. We figured that out since the SOS Find Me DMS had the equalizer of 33333 as well. So I left that out. I chose the next one, has 1113. I chose the point between them as 812, and the last one has 619. And once I went ahead and I calculated the total time in seconds and minutes, I found that to be 38 and 38. I did the same for the categories in the second playlist that were supposed to depict basically the west coordinates for M and S. So I wrote down all of them one by one. Um, the ones that had the word point or dot in their name, except for the ones that had 32333. So I went ahead and I chose 702, I chose 406, I chose 707, I chose 309. And I calculated the number of minutes and the number of seconds. And this was the minutes and seconds category for my vest DMS. All right. So how do we find the D, that is the degrees for both the west and the north items in their longitude and latitude? Well, for that, I went ahead to the Revamp application, and I noticed another thing over here, that there was an extra song at the end that wasn't really present in our Excel sheet. Okay? The name of the song was Degrees. Well, the artist name was Degrees. So, big clue there. Degrees, degrees. Okay. And it was actually pretty long. It was 116 minutes with 36 seconds. And it offered a clue of spin me around. So if I spun that around and I chose 36 as the first degree for the N category, and I chose 116 as the degree for the West category, I come up with the following longitude and latitude. So if I go ahead and I enter these into the following website that shows me the location with respect to the latitude and longitude in DMS, I'm able to find that it actually points to a location in Nevada, and that location was actually super close to Area 51. So I am guessing that the answer should be Area 51. That those should be the coordinate of the answer for the challenge. So when I go over here, I should enter Area 51 into this category, and that should give me the correct answer. And it does. Awesome. So we have successfully gone ahead and solved the fourth category of the Drive 1. Thank you for watching. Till next time.